fans, welcome back everyone, welcome back to another week, another edition here of the PiGosaur Cup, PiGosaur Cup number 80, TLMC edition, 2 weeks in a row. I'm Coach Just VIP with you, enjoyed by these amazing players and by the people in chats as well. Welcome and all. We are jumping into los semifinales, papi. It's already here, already in the semifinals, best of 5 territory. Let's jump on in. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Rainfall, we have the French Terran player, we have the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Mexican Zerg player, Mexican Zerg player himself. We have the blue Zerg. It is, for Exertus Esports, Cham. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we delve into our best of 5 matchup here. Let's go. Let us go. Again, best of 5 territory. When it comes to lower semifinals, we will get there eventually, I'm sure, depending on how fast or how slow our matches are. Hopefully, we can catch up with both semifinals before the grand finals. That is the plan. Also, bearing in mind, welcome on all. We were live until late last night covering the Tuna Cup. Last night was the Sparkling Tuna Cup, and of course, tonight is going to be the GSL. The GSL round of 8 will begin tonight. Of course, as always, we will be live casting it over on Soup. So, boy. Hopefully, the goal is to get some sleep and to have a bit of a nap here in between broadcasts after this broadcast before the GSL cast to be able to experience a little bit more, or to be well rested and to have the mind to get into GSL. Let's go. We'll do our best. For now, welcome to Rainfall. Once again, this is a TLMC tournament. I don't think PiGosaur Cup is going to be enforcing the new updated versions of the maps, unfortunately. I think they're just hosting the TLMC22 versions. That is mainly going to be applicable to the AVEX maps themselves. So think of Blackrock, Voidstorm, Exarch, Sanctuary, and one other, and Wavebreaker. So we have 5 maps that have been updated, but I don't think we'll be featuring them. I guess we'll discuss those updates once we get into those maps themselves, if we get into the maps themselves. Let's go. For now we have our Hatchcast full state that opener out of Cham, and welcome to Rainfall. The rain be falling. True, better than mine. Looks like we have a bit of a change when it comes to some of the visuals here. When it comes to the map itself, we do have a shorter rush distance by ground. Shorter rush distance. We also have a very, very exposed 3rd and 4th expansion here on the low ground. The rush distance across the map is very direct. It's very, very direct here, very short, and aggression is going to be favored as a result of that. We'll see who will be the aggressor. I'm leaning more towards Roach play out of Cham and leaning towards strong mid-game timing out of Clem. It's kind of what we're expecting here. But now we have a 3rd CC. 3rd CC gets thrown down, so Clem is going for an economic start, a Rax, expand, and a factory into CC. Everything's looking as it should be. Meanwhile, Cham claiming his own 3rd base, droning up and pulling out of gas. Okay, does pull out. No early tech. Reaper is going to be deflected. Reaper is denied. Yo, the rain is not falling anywhere near as hard as before. Looks like there was an update to rainfall. They got rid of some of the rain. If you remember earlier, there were like rain puddles all over the place. It was a lot more intense when it comes to the rainfall itself. But it looks like, yeah, we've eased up on the rain a little bit. Okay. Clearly, sleep is a precious resource for light. Unironically. You say that's a joke, but very, very strict when it comes to how much I can sleep and when it comes to how much we can cast. Unironically. Fun fact, that's why I think some people were asking this in previous weeks, but one of the reasons why we started casting PiGosaur Cup 1 hour into the event and not at the very beginning of the broadcast or the beginning of the tournament is just to get a little bit more sleep. It's the reason. So for the past couple of weeks, we've been going live with PiGosaur Cup like an hour in, basically. The extra half hour, the extra hour, it works wonders, papi. It works wonders. It's crazy. For now, though. We are going to be amassing our initial Hellion Banshee. A Cloak Banshee behind this is going to be on the way. Send a follow-up here into our initial bio setup. The Overlord Scout will actually get eyes on the Banshee itself. So with that, Cham is fully aware. He will even confirm the Cloak. He knows. Cham, he knows, is aware. Moving out to me, more big shout out to Holy Lamb in the chat. God, Pappy God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 39 months, Pappy. Crazy, crazy. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it. Gracias, gracias. A lot of people submitted their iterations a few days ago, so I'd assume the simple ones are getting updated. One of the more complicated ones, like mine, are taking longer. I will say, because we had to check last night, Avex, whether the maps are updated. And Exarch was the only one of your maps that was updated. The others we had to use your Avex version, but Exarch got it through. Exarch got updated. As Heli's intent to break in, they do catch a couple drones. Gonna be done away. So far, Cham is keeping up. Behind this, as we had assumed, he's going into a Roach heavy style, not for an early Roach all-in, but for an early Roach run, I mean, overall, nonetheless. Getting up to 3 base saturation, in my mind, we'll see if Cham does saturate his 4th base. It might just be for Larva, it is going to be delayed, but from here, we're going to be massing up Roach, Ravager, and we'll see if Clem can maintain his own 3rd base against the aggression that Cham brings to the table. Ooh, as the Banshees, they catch a queen. Oh, once again, the 4th is denied. Yeah, the 4th base is going to be denied, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3 queens going down. Ay, ay, ay. Heavy losses here for Cham, and where are the Roaches? We need more time. And needs more time. The queen is still very low. Speaking of, 4th queen goes down. That's 4 queen kills to the Banshees. That is insane. Finally, 1 Banshee falls. And Cham, he will defend, but heavy losses here. 5 drone kills, 4 queens, and 2 denials of the 4th base. There's still no 4th, instead taking it here on the right-hand side instead. Very, very delayed here for Cham. Ay, ay, ay. We're down to how many? Down to 2 queens. Down to 2 queens. And if the plan was to go for a Roach all-in with +1, well, I mean, now we have to rebuild all those queens. We need all that Larva desperately here to actually mass up an army. This will delay Cham. So Cham is delayed. Back at home, Clem is securing himself. He's getting a 2nd factory, taking his gases, building up into bio tank. Of course, he did scouts, I believe. Didn't quite see the Roach one itself, but I believe has gotten a glimpse of the Roaches, and he's aware. Is aware, does know. To Clem being more proactive, though, actually pushing towards the 4th base. Remember, he did scouts. He knows. Hey, Clem, he wants that 4th. He wants it. But thank you, Holy Light. Thank you. God. We need to use the coffee machine fund. I don't really drink a lot of coffee. I think I said this before. I'm not a coffee aficionado, but it is a useful tool for sure. And I mainly use it for if we ever have like a 12+ hour cast. So think of like Home Story Cup. Like Home Story Cup group stage, that's like what, 12-13 hours. Like day 1, day 2. So think of like Home Story Cup. Or DreamHack, like we do DreamHack, that's like what, 13-14 hours. Like if we ever cast like a big offline event like that lasts the entire day, that's when I break in case of emergency. That's when I crack open like a cup of coffee. Like for emergencies, baby, for emergencies. But yeah, think of DreamHacks, ESL Pro Tours, Home Story Cups. That sort of thing. Oh. As the Banshee does get 6G. Oh my, just casually 7 drone kills. Oh my, 8 drones even. Ay, ay, ay. 8 drones go down. Last no detection, right? There was no detection. Spore just now finishing up here. Brutal damage. Cham still trying to recover, droning, saturating, getting his hive. So Cham is trying to build up into towards a later game state with a hive and with infestors, but Cham needs more time, and he has been so heavily hindered leading up to this point. Bearing in mind that Cham is playing Roach Ravager. Remember, this is inflated army supply. This supply, it's smaller than what it appears, and here comes Clem. Clem stims in. Bailing's not quite ready. No bailing speed either. Infestors, we need more time for them for the fungals. And no fungals. The base will fall. Clem is moving in, and these bailings should not connect. Yeah, they should not connect. Oh, the drones! Yeah, catching the queen, catching the mineral line. Infestors do pop out. We have 2 fungals. We have 2 fungals available if we can connect. Up! Oh my god. Yes, Clemmy does sim forward. He sims in and once again denies his bailings. Bailing speed is now done. Ooh, nice split against a fungal. There's 1 fungal left. One alas! There's 1 more fungal. And Clem is overwhelming. Yeah, he does overwhelm. He does take 1 fungal to the face. Now he can just commit. He can commit. Cham tries to break through, pushing into the siege line. Oh my god, the spread is crazy. We have 5 tanks spread out. GG gets called, and Clem, he will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, just a very rough start there for Cham in regards to the early game aggression, losing 4 queens. He lost 4 queens to the Hellion Banshee. That was insane damage. 4 queens and a couple of drones and denied 4th base. That just set Clem up for success. It all came down to that early game that slowed down the saturation, the production, the droning, the economy. Also slowed, I mean, just all that just encapsulated in one. Everything was slowed down to the point where Cham just couldn't keep up macro-wise with Clem pushing towards a 4th base. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're going to be jumping into game 2. We're going to be loading into Storm Push. Once again, bearing in mind this is not the TLMC version, but a version we appreciate nonetheless. It does have a very fun push and pull factor as we load into a very unique map. Let's go. Oh. Let us go. Meanwhile, it looks like the lower semifinals is beginning? Question mark? It is. Ooh, okay. Hopefully we can jump onto that at some point. But in lower semifinals, Beyond versus Percival is just now beginning. It's catching up. BlackRock might take a bit longer. Yeah. Fair enough. As spawning in the bottom hand corner of Storm Push, we have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran player himself. We have the French Terran. We have the French Terran player leading the series 1-0. It is Clem. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player, the Mexican Zerg. It is Cham. 120 stream streak. Esther Aphrodite. Oh my god. I know the Selensvide is up there as well. True. I think like almost at 160. Crazy. Aye. All the StarCraft. So I did look into it. There's no feasible way to make this mechanic. Make the mechanic with data only and no triggers. Sad. I mean, the hope is, for those who are curious, we bring this up all the time. May as well bring it up again. This map is not the TLMC version. Does have a very fun kind of push factor when it comes to the tide here in the center. The water, the direction of the water does actually push or accelerate or decelerate depending on your direction, units moving through the center, which is honestly really cool. It's really really fun. But alas, from my understanding, the map, certain things have been done to the map which do make it ineligible for the Team Liquid map contest. They do have certain restrictions. What I would say is that I would hope that maybe in the future, the TLMC does kind of alleviate some of those restrictions to allow for this sort of thing. Like, I would imagine that over the course of the history of TLMC, like, some of those restrictions have changed over time. Like, the rule sets, I think that is true, right? Like, maybe last year or the year before that, but, like, there have been changes made to, like, what they allow, what they disallow, and they have kind of, like, alleviated some of those restrictions in the past, and maybe in the future they'll alleviate it once again to allow for things like this, to allow for a little bit more creativity. I do understand that that one of the big concerns about that is, of course, that because you're going one step further when it comes to changing the map, you don't want to like break anything or have any kind of exploit, or it does kind of open things up to potentially some unintended consequences for a ladder map. So I would imagine they just don't want to take the risk of maybe something, going wrong or something going awry. But maybe in the future, they will allow for that sort of thing. So now Reaper does commit into the mineral line. Going to be turned away. And behind this, once again, the same opener here, Rax expanding the factory into a 3rd CC. Standard follow-up. Clem just to begin. Hey, does almost get a Zergling. Not quite. Dips into the main base, threatening the mineral line. Shouldn't get any kills here, but again, is just causing a bit of a nuisance. Is delaying some mining time and distracting Cham. And so far, pulls out, and so far we have a standard setup. Reaper goes back in. Again, just being so annoying. Oh my god. He wants the drone. He wants it. Drones, they pull away, and the Reaper should be forced out of the main, but once again does deny a little bit of mining time in the main. Ooh, and we have a very different follow-up this time. Remember, last game it was 3cc Banshee, but this time it's 3cc 211. That is the Reaper. Reaper finally goes down, but back at home there is a second Rax on the way. Early stim, delayed starport, a much stronger stim timing is on the horizon here. Because it's a 3rd first, this does hit around 5:30, so 5 minutes 30 is usually when this aggression should be moving out across the map. But again, this is going to hit quite hard. Cham, it's on him to confirm what's going on and to get ready in time, as that stim timing can catch players off guard. And it can catch you off guard. Hellions get behind the mineral line. 3 drones do go down. Ooh, shaving off 3 more lings. Not a bad trade here for Clem. But again, this is what I'm concerned about. Stim is on the way. There's the add-on swap into reactive Marines. Marines are amassing. It's going to be 16 Marines alongside a couple of Hellions. There are some players that do actually throw down an army behind this to morph in Hellbats. I feel like that would be more viable if Clem didn't just lose 2 Hellions. Right now he's down to 2. Could have had 4. So 2 Hellions. Meanwhile, it's going to be Lair first. So that's a 4:26-ish Lair timing. So Lair first here out of Cham before any further tech. So before the Baliness, before the Roachborn. And once again, it is going to be Roaches out of Cham. But is this going to be done in time? Remember, this push is coming in around a minute. There's the add-on swap into Medivacs. Again, this is on the horizon. It's coming. I really doubt triggers will be allowed. I talked about having pre-made trigger libraries allowed. The problem is QAing. That stuff is way too tedious. For sure, I would imagine that would take some time. Would be tedious, but I mean, maybe, you know, there's potential to maybe have that happen in the future. Any map maker to just make there something happen. Yeah, that's understandable. But having like a preset, like as you mentioned, like library, a preset amount of things that you can actually use and implement, that does kind of expand the limitations of what can be done in a map now. Like sounds possible. Possible. Don't know if I'll say it's likely, but we can always have some hopium, baby. True. Some hopium. As things collapse in. Nice catch, very nice catch here, as the push is going to be forced back. And Cham is holding. Cham does hold, he does defend against the initial 2-on-1 timing. Clem even bleeding out a bunch of Marines in the process here. Yeah, that was 4 Marines going down. Okay. With that, Cham, he survived the timing, he claims his 4th base, and now we can have it back and forth. Unlike the previous game where, honestly, the game was almost determined by the first bit of aggression with the Hellion Banshee, here the 2-on-1 doesn't deal anyone near as much damage, and Cham can freely claim his 4th base, drone up, saturate, tech up as well, and actually get into a comfortable mid-game as opposed to game 1. So things are looking up for Cham. At least better than previously. Cham gets to play some StarCraft. True. He gets to play. Behind this, Clem is setting up, claiming his 4th TC, recognizing that the game will continue. Setting up for a longer one. Baliness gets run down. Cham is going to link main Roach Ravager. Now, typically this leads into Hive Tech and into Ultras. We should be working towards at least safety infestors in the mid game, and we'll see what direction Cham takes us in. Meanwhile, Clem is going for a multi-pronged aggression. Double drop in the center, double drop up towards the right-hand side, and we'll see if Cham can keep up. We shall see. As these days have to engage. So far, better trade for Clem. I think that's twice or 3 times I keep mixing up their names. No. But for what? Oh. So far, Clem does pick up. So far, distracting here on the top side. Pulling away. Creep is receding. Denies the 5th expansion. Not bad. And once again, Lings are being thrown away here. Yeah, some brutal trades here for Cham. Bleeding out every single Zergling. Losing Roaches as well. Oof. Yeah, some heavy losses. Will defend. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it does eventually defend, but not a very efficient trade here for Cham. Finally, will expand at the same time. Now the drop here on the left-hand side. Will take down a Queen. Clem trading well. He's trading well here. Shaving Flings, Roaches, Queens, and here comes the main push. Again, this is all just a setup. Clearing up creep. Getting ready for the main fight. And looks like Clem is pushing towards the top left. Okay. Cham is spread. I'll pick up. But Cham is spread thin. He actually overreacted to the drop. Everything did rotate. Clem is setting up. Can he siege up those tanks? Pushing onto creep. First tank does siege. And tanks are sieging up, getting in position. Ling Bane is going to be annihilated. That doesn't quite make it through. And the Banes don't quite make it through here. 1, 2 tanks go down. Nice biles. Nice biles on the tanks. And Cham, he might barely hold on here. He needs more Zerglings. He needs more buffer for the Banelings. Yeah, Marauders a tank. A couple of Banelings connect. Does in a couple, but Clem is rallying. He's just rallying across here, and Clem is overwhelming. Again, there's no creep, there's no Ling Bane. There are more Roaches and Lings in production, but without any Banelings, we can just stim in. Oh my god, the mine shots. Yeah, the mine shots are brutal, and with that Clem, he overwhelms the northern base at the same time, dropping in towards the 5th. Both under fire. Nice dodge of the biles. And Cham, he cannot hold on. Not like this. GG gets called, and Clem, he'll take a 2-0 lead in the series. GG. GG, well played. Again, Cham, he had a much cleaner early and mid game, or early game this time, when he was able to secure his 4 bases. Much cleaner here. Unfortunately, though, he had a very hard time splitting up his army. We saw that he was bleeding out so many extra Lings and extra Banelings and extra Queens to the drop play, right? The drop harass was getting out of hand, and it was setting up for the next push, right? Setting up for the next step for the main army pushing across the map. Cham, he had lost so much in the process leading up to that point where he just did not have enough to defend and to keep up. GG. GG, well played. With that, Clem does take a 2-0 lead. It does take a 2-0 lead, and now we're going to be loading into game number 3. Going to be loading into Defender's Lab. Likewise, I'm a little bit surprised that we saw Cham not go for the earlier infestation pits. He was claiming his 5th base, was sticking with Ling Bane, Roach Ravager, and again had a harder time keeping up with the efficiency of Clem. We'll see if we can time things up here as we load into another map. Into one of my favorites, at least layout-wise. Spawning in the right-hand corner of Defender's Lab, we have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran player himself, the French Terran. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Mexican Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg. The blue Zerg player himself down in the series. We'll see if he bounce back for Exertus Esports. It is Cham. Let's go. Let us go. So we are going to be loading in. From here, welcome to Defender's Lab. Defender's Lab does have a interesting map layout here. I would say it's a little bit more defendable. Once again, I'm not too fond of the grid system and the aesthetic, unfortunately. But outside of that, we have a very secure natural base. We have our 3rd base. I will say that the area here just outside is a little bit more open, a little bit more accessible outside of the natural, and we have seen this abused in the past. We have a forward 4th expansion, and we have some interesting features here in the center of the map with steam vents, with rocks, and with speed zones scattered throughout the middle. We'll see how our players do approach this kind of setup. We'll see if Cham can actually build up in towards the mid game. We saw that he had a bit of a cleaner early and mid game last game, but still wasn't quite able to keep up with the drop play. We'll see if that changes here on Defender's Lab. Let's go. New logo and dirt textures. Yes, this is the this is not the TLMC version. This is the character version. As character did actually make the map itself. I'm not too certain what changes character has made to the map. So that I do not quite know, but I'm sure some changes have been made. The dirt textures. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know if it was just aesthetic things or otherwise. As I will say that the initial 4 bases are relatively secure. What I do appreciate about the map are, because of the use of the speed zones, it does favor aggressive rotations, kind of rotating back and forth to try to break a turtling player. Likewise, the area here is a little bit more accessible outside of the natural base as well. Fix the life of them and help them with different texture styles. Oh, there you go. There you go. Avex. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I'm not familiar with what changes. I don't know if you were here for game 1, but Rainfall, there were also some changes. They did diminish the amount of rainfall that was happening. In the original version, there were like massive like water puddles, and the rainfall was a little more intense. But in the new version of Rainfall, they've eased up on the amount of rain that's falling, which kind of goes against the name of the map itself. But yeah, it's a little bit more bearable for sure. Before, the rainfall was quite intense. It was a hurricane back. True. Rain puddle effects. Shimmer is pretty rough. Yeah, I think we mentioned it during our coverage, but it seemed a little bit inconsistent, like the like texture effect of the rain puddles, where depending on its location, like it seemed a little bit weird. Personally, I feel like there would have been a nice like balance in between, where I do think it was a bit excessive previously, but now it's like it has been diminished quite a lot. Like it's it's so good. As Hellions, they poke in. They poke in, they pull away. So far, 2 Hellions do go down, and no major damage here so far. Nice defense by Cham. He holds. Cham is holding on behind this. Once again, 3 ECC, this time 3 ECC Banshee, the same build that we saw in game number 1. So this time we're not going for any kind of early stim timing. Instead, we're going to be active with those Banshees. Now in game 1, these Banshees, they did a critical game-winning damage. This time, we'll see if Clem can be as successful. We'll see if Cham can maintain himself. I would imagine so. Like now we already have Spores on the way, one at the natural, one in the main. Spore now gets thrown down to the 3rd. They should finish up in time. Likewise, once again, earlier lair into what we're expecting to be a Roach Warren. And no, Baneliness on the way. Okay, no roaches, not this time. We're taking all 6 gases. Are we planning to go into Mutaplay? Do we go for the Spire? I do know that there are some Korean Zerg players that have been embracing, say, Hydra all-ins and Hydra heavy play. But I don't know if Cham is really one to embrace that. Show us the Spire. Show us what you got. There is done. Huh. There it is. There's the Spire. Okay, so 6 gases, no Eva chambers. We're going into Mutaplay. A very risky maneuver here from Cham. We'll see if he gets away with it. As Banshees, they do find a queen. No, not again. Ooh, Clutch Transfuse. Okay. Yeah, Clutch Transfuse, but still no detection, by the way. The Overseer just now coming in. Queens are low, but this time they all survive. A much cleaner defense here by Cham. He's holding his own. He defends the Queens. Looking to protect the 4th base as well. Oof. I say that, but oh my god, it does get cancelled. Nice pick up here by Clem. Ooh, even gets a queen. He gets 1. Can he get 2? Tempted. Yeah, nice control. He does get 2 queens. The second Banshee does barely survive here on 5 HP. And Clem pulls away. Clem pulls away again. He cancels the 4th base, kills 2 queens. Not bad whatsoever. But last Clem is yet to scout. Clem has no idea that the mutas are on the way. Spire's done. We have 10 mutas in production. Let's go. Clem does commit across the map. He does move out. And Cham, can he hold on? Can he defend? Bearing in mind that Baneling's speed only just now began, so Baneling's not going to be a factor. Army does rush forward. Muta's gonna have to be used defensively here. And do we have Zerglings? We do. Yeah, Leagues, they collapse in. They do surround the Hellions. That's hang fire from the other side. But Cham holds. Cham holds. He cleans up all the Marines. We'll lose a couple of mutas in the process. Those 2 mutas going down. But Cham is holding. And again, Clem had no idea. Right? He had no idea about said mutas. So far trying to keep up. Does switch into Widowmine production. Catching in right back. Nice PiGosaur by Cham. And nice PiGosaur going for another tank. Does snipe. Tank goes down at the same time, manages to get across the map. They get a queen. They kill a queen. They catch transfer workers. Drones are going down. Cham was distracted. Nice counterattack. This does actually pull back all the mutas. Mutas a race back home to defend. This does give Clem time to react and respond. We have drilling claws on the way. Widow mines, turrets being thrown down as we speak as well. So despite Clem not being aware of what Cham was up to, he's given time to react to respond and to defend his bases. So back at home he's secure, once again going for another push. Still quite dedicated. Oh no! Ooh, almost got the meter. Linkbane is ready. Oh, rushing through the speed zones. Forced to pick up. Cham holds. Cham is holding on. Whew, that could have been so much worse. The pain, they almost connected. Gassy though. But Cham is holding. His holding is keeping up. Massing up more Linkbane. And Cham, he's been able to build up a secure economy here. 83 drones, 83 workers, pure Linkbane muta. So far so good. Still no economic damage, but hey, he does catch even some medevacs here. Very nice catch. Catching a medevac. Ooh, has to be careful. Almost surrounded. Catching a tank bleeding. Oh no, the mines! Oh my god! The random mines! Ah! Frowny face. As Cham was doing so well here. How many mutas just went down? 11 mutas! Not like this, Pappy, not like this. And here comes Clem. He's happy, Pappy, he's happy. The smiley face. Here we go. He rushes across the map. It's not like he even lured the mutas into the mines. They just happen to be set up here at the 4th base just to protect it. Just happen to be at the 4th. Brutal connections. And Cham, he's hurting. He is hurting here. He's going to try to come in first round. Can we make use of the speed zones? Let's go. Does flank in. Nice spread. Yeah, nice spread here by Clem. Mine shots going off. Bailey's cleaned up. I love that Clem, he had an army here waiting on the low grounds. Further behind the healing pads. Sorry, the speed zones. Behind the speed zones. Shuts down the Linkbane. And Clem has done it. He has broken the forward base. Shout out to Cham, because Cham, he was doing well for himself, right? Up until the moment we saw the mines connect, like he was holding his own. He was securing his bases, but GG gets called. One slip up is all it takes, and Clem will claim the series 3-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations, Clem. He will claim the series. He will advance on into those finals. Again, shout out to Cham. He did actually improve throughout the course of the series. Game 1 was the roughest game for Cham, and then game 2 was a little bit better. Had a cleaner early game, and then game 3 we had a solid early and mid game, getting into muta play until, of course, we ran into those mines. If it wasn't for that, the game would have continued. GG. GG, well played. Oh my god. GG, well played. With that, Clem, he will claim the series. He will advance on into the finals, and let's catch up on the bracket itself. Let's catch up on what's been going on and where we are headed. As Clem, he took down Teardrop, Cham took down Reaper, and we had Clem versus Cham in the upper semis. Clem does claim the 3-0, and up next we have Bjorn versus Percival. Bjorn also took down Hapsaya, Percival took down Bomyoja. We have Bjorn versus Percival in the semifinals, and a best of 5 when it goes up against Clem in the grand finals. Let's go. At least we have confirmed a non-mirror matchup finals, as regardless of Clem's opponents, he will be playing Protoss, of course. So it is going to be a TVP finals. But which Terran, yet to be determined. Bearing in mind that Percival has had a winning record over Bjorn over the past couple of months. Percival has been excelling when it comes to his TVT, even not too long ago, we actually casted Percival take down Cure as well. So Percival's TVT has been insane. I might even go as far as to say that Percival is favored over Bjorn in this matchup just because of their recent record and recent history, but it's always hard to really say that for certain. At least I'm sure that we're going to see a back and forth, right? A game 4, game 5 is what I expect at least. We'll see. We shall see. So best of luck. When it comes to game one, I believe they're mid-series. I think Omei Dave is covering that match. Yes. So Dave Tesla is casting the TVT, and they are currently in game one. So in game one, we should be able to jump into at least game two onwards. We will get there. Just catching up. Well, I missed it. Why did they play a best of five? Semis have best of fives in PiGosaur, I think. Yes. PiGosaur Cup is each open tournament has, you know, some kind of unique feature to it, more or less. Some of them are a little more standard, like Wardies is like almost as standard as you can get. But PiGosaur Cup does have best of five semifinals, best of five semis, and best of five finals as well. It's not like it's a best of seven or anything like that. So best of five semifinals. So likewise, Beyond vs Percival also a best of five as well. As a heads up. That's because it looks like Beyond and Percival is a best of three. No, it's a best of five. It's possible that maybe Dave just didn't update the UI, the UI that's being shown. It's easy for that to kind of be glossed over. It happens. But it's just on Beyond screen, it's just incorrect there. Incorrect. Yeah. But yes, we're gonna be waiting again. If you want to tune into game one between Beyond and Percival, it's being covered by both Dave and yeah, so good. Like I'm sure if you watch the Cranky Ducklings, you'll know that I very commonly forget to update the score screen if the game begins with like a proxy. like I do the intros and then I notice that that like, you know, say Beyond in this example sends an SCV across the map. I fixate, I lock in, like with it's like a proxy 2 racks and we're getting into it, and I leave it as like a 0-0 score, even if it's like a 1-1 or 2-1 or something, because we just get locked into what's happening on screen. But very, very commonly, whether it's that or like a 12 pool, that's not also a common moment. If there's like a 12 pool happening, then like we fixate on the 12 pool and on what's happening, and we forget to like update the score. That's usually when I at least forget to update scores. Is when we start the game and then bam, there's cheese. It's like, okay. happens. But yes, but Mioja and Dave, they're both covering the initial series. They're 27 minutes in. Ay. 27 minutes, papi. It's gonna be a long one. It's But I guess for now we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have a next series. We'll have Beyond vs Percival mid-series. When it comes to the game itself, like it's hard to really judge just because I didn't get to see the early to mid game. But we do have a split map scenario on at Eternity's Edge. It is split map. So best of luck. We'll see you soon. After the break.